Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We are going back to that horrible world known as the JRC, but before we do, the usual disclaimers and a bit of a bitching because holy mother of God. One of my disclaimers is we do curse on this channel on occasion. You have been warned. So, I did fare really well the majority of the day, but my last hour and a half, I was dealing with some of the stupidest people in face of God's green earth. Like, it's the kind of level of special stupid that you really do stare at them and wonder how in the do they remember to breathe without somebody reminding them to. It's that level of mind-numbingly stupid. And I, for the life of me, cannot comprehend nor understand why neurotypicals need reassurance that it is okay to hit the continue button. What do you mean? It says I continue. What do I do? I don't know. Throw bananas at it. Smudge peanut butter on it. Grab some cinnamon, put it under your tongue for 5 minutes, spin around for a solid 5 minutes, and start belting out, I don't know. Old MacDonald had a farm. Yes, you hit continue. Why do you need to be reassured of this? Our system is one of the most straightforward systems on planet Earth. It is not difficult to navigate if you just do what the screen is telling you to do. Okay? Why are you calling me for this? Just do what the screen says. Sorry. Not sorry. Mother of God. To the disclaimers. I feel better now. If you're unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, you're going to find all the pertinent links right there in the description box. Please, in particular, take note of the article written by NeuroClastic, a small non for profit started by autistics for autistics. In it, they interviewed over 900 ABA professionals in regards to the JRC so called behavior modification program. The Judge Rotenberg Educational Center doesn't want you to read that article so much. They threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they did not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic refused, so you know the drill. Please read the article. Share on all your social media. Also included is NeuroClastic's public statement regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding just in case the JRC ever actually does see through with their threat. Trigger warning 1: when we discuss places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center or Agape Boarding School for Boys, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips or surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please use your headphones. Trigger warning 2: this channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We use profanity on occasion and speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger and they are watching this, very obviously, parental supervision is very much advised, alright? Sorry, and allergies too. That's been fun. Where we left off the other day. Comments from the healthcare providers who have experience treating patients. Can we please put that in bold and line it in red? Experience with SIB and AB explained that the state of the art positive behavioral interventions are even more advanced and effective than the methods that the FDA described in the proposed rule. The FDA agrees. Thank you, baby Jesus. Because the fact of the matter is, it is the state of the art de facto primary version of care that's provided by every single service on planet Earth. Okay? Positive behavioral reinforcement is solidified, folks. It has been the primary method under the larger positive behavioral supports umbrella for over the last fucking 40 years. 40 years. Kicked off 90s, all right? We're old. Well, we're not quite 40. You get my point. Almost 40 years that's been the standard of care. None of these individuals that do this kind of work can so much as see a consumer until they have gotten all their state licensing and certifications done. You don't need a goddamn doctorate to be direct care staff. What you do need to have is state approved licensing and certifications. You know, the things that the JRC doesn't require of their employees. They get 1 week of training and they are already out on the floor, and they do not get tested for certifications and licensing until they've already been working for a month. There is extreme differences here when we're talking about quality of care, and the JRC doesn't have a single leg to stand on here. For example, in one form of functional behavioral assessment referred to as an analog functional analysis, clinicians identify antecedents and consequences that maintain problem behaviors by experimentally replicating the events or conditions that thought to trigger, incentivize, or reinforce behavior, then develop a behavior plan based on modifying these antecedents or consequences. Do you all not see how batshit insane that is? That's batshit. So I don't want you to have these behaviors. So I'm going to force you to have those behaviors so that I can punish you. And I'm doing this so that you know that it is wrong. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay? I don't need to go commit a few felonies to understand that committing felonies is probably not a good idea. All right? It's insane. But it's experimental and it helps. Helps who? Who is it helping, Karen? Who is it helping? The kid? You mean the very same kid that you told these are all bad behaviors, and if they don't have them but once in a blue moon, we're going to induce it so we know that it's wrong. Jesus Christ, Karen. Does anybody ever think about the fact, if it is a behavior that disturbs you, that happens rarely, that maybe, just maybe, we already got the memo? But you still had it though. Yes, that's called reality. I'm always going to be autistic. I am always going to be at some point triggered and have some kind of behavior that you just in your neurotypical high mindedness don't approve of. First of all, I don't give a shit, cope. Sorry, not sorry. I'm in a mood today, folks. First of all, cope. Because the actual reality of the situation is you are never, ever, ever, hear me on this. I need a bullhorn. You are never, ever, 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 ever going to make all the behaviors disappear forever. This is not a logical standpoint to have when you're practicing this type of medicine. Okay? It it just isn't. Okay? None of us get down to zero and keep it there. A matter of fact, you neurotypicals hold us to standards that you would never hold yourselves to. Can you tell me, look me in the eye, that you could go forever and never have a single bad so called behavior? Because I call bullshit. Have you seen the neurotypical world lately? Did you see the last presidential debate? You fuckers got us into this shit. You want to talk to us about acceptable behavior? Are you on crack? We're supposed to believe that you are the authority, the very face of normality. Look at our world. The celebrity worship. The people who are literally cheering on World War III. The people who are 6 inches up their favorite celebrity's ass, wanting to know what it smells like when they fart a little bit after breakfast. But I'm the one with the disturbing behaviors, right? Yeah. Sure, Jan. Sure. To any logical human being, it is batshit insane to induce the very behavior that you're wanting the person to stop and then punishing them for it. That is insane. Whether you believe it or not only are we logical human beings, we are logical human beings to the 18th power. Okay? This doesn't help anyone. What it creates is rage, resentment, and in the right circumstances can even cause behaviors to get worse, not better. Let's read on. Jesus Christ. According to Dr. Zarcone, analog functional analysis is the most rigorous and precise level of FBA, and it is now considered to be the gold standard in the field of applied behavior analysis for individuals with severe problem behaviors. You see what we're saying here when we tell you that JRC is the most extreme case? They are by far not alone, and that overall, this is a larger problem in regards to ABA because whether it's some kind of psychological aversive or whether it's more psycho like the JRC, it's still the same shit at the end of the day. This is what I'm talking about. Any logical human being, without even setting a single foot for one day in my field, can tell you to force a person to misbehave, as it were, so that you can punish them, so you can teach them that it's wrong, is completely insane. Okay? Well, how else do you know it's wrong? We know. You think any of this is voluntary? It's not. It's people who think like this that actually make our behaviors worse. But you're getting all excited. This is what we're talking about, the aggression. Yeah, I'm aggressive. You bet your ass I'm aggressive. I come from a family full of veterans. The fuck did you expect? Sorry I'm cursing a lot, but God, I'm triggered here. But you know what? But can't don't you know that it's wrong? It's wrong for you to be angry all the time. Is that why you take your pills, Karen? What are your reasonable accommodations to deal with your anger and insanity? It's pills, it's alcohol, it's other drugs, right? Mhm. Tell me, Do you punish yourself for those behaviors? You could technically kill yourself doing the things that a lot of you neurotypicals do to cope. Tell me, in that situation, would it help or harm you to have someone induce that behavior in you and punish it so that you know that is wrong? If it doesn't make sense for neurotypicals, it doesn't make sense for anyone goddamn else. Okay? We we've got to get into the ABA at some point. It is so beyond problematic that I wouldn't be able to cover all the insane, inhumane shit that is part of it. And for the love of God, do not tell me that ABA has changed. The only thing about ABA that has changed is the language. Everything else is exactly the same, including the psychological aversives. Let's continue, shall we? This is demonstrated by an exponential increase in number of research studies relating to analog functional analysis in recent years. While there were only a handful of such studies in 1985, there were approximately 250 in the 1990s and almost 1,000 between 2001 and 2010. So you guys know how I bring you up these different testing and research papers that are unethical as fuck on this channel, right? Exhibit A. Having radiation blasted into our skulls by Yale is another. Again, let me say it for the billionth time. These people don't care how they get the results they want as long as they get what they want. Because at the end of the day, folks, they're not the ones who have to pay the psychological and physical toll. We do. If you want to know why anyone that has managed to get over 40 years old who's autistic is almost considered a superhero, this is why we are one of the largest groups within the disability community, one of the largest number of suicides, bar none. And it all comes back to this, doesn't it? It's the torment, it's the mind games, it's the control, control, control. That's all it is at the end of the day. They want to control us. It's what it is. To make themselves feel more comfortable in our presence. Would I tell you a million times that even right now, the so called gold care standard of care has a multitude of issues and a myriad of abuses that continue to get swept under the rug? Don't even get me on that. Not going there. You Shatner. I hate that guy. God. The never ending troll of the autistic online community. Just saying. But we're trying to teach you here the reason why we're telling you ABA is bad. Allow this to be Exhibit A. Okay? And they call it cutting edge. And this is really going to help you to stop those behaviors. It's going to help me to mask those behaviors. Karen, how many times do we have to repeat ourselves? It doesn't stop anything. And when the mask finally drops, now we have a ton of rage, pain. It's going to come all bursting out at once. And those behaviors are going to be far worse than ever they had previously. You can't hold that much pent up rage forever. Trust me, if anyone would know, it's me. Eventually, the dam is going to bust. For us autistics, when that dam busts, all the worst things of our diagnosis comes pouring out all at once. It's not just for the meltdown. These issues will keep cropping up months, sometimes even years, sometimes even decades later. The whole system needs thrown away, and we need to start over from scratch, because this behavioral will teach you, will replace behaviors, will brainwash you into being neurotypical is an insane premise to begin with. It's, again, not dealing in reality. None of ABA is. And that's why you will continue to see failures. They call them successes just like the JRC do, folks. But at the end of the day, I don't consider so many of my brethren ending their lives young a success. But we got their behaviors down to zero. He killed himself Tuesday, Karen. Does that look like success to you? What it does is twofold. It literally beats into us. Because remember, early intervention from a very early age, that who we are as we are born is never going to be a good enough. And that we must earn our parents' love. We must earn grandparents, siblings, cousins. We have to earn it. Not have it be given to us automatically like everybody else. We gotta earn it. This is the way of ABA. You have to earn affection towards your general person. You have to earn the privileges in going out and having a fun time that neurotypical kids, no matter how bad they behave, are just given. You know? But anyways, before I go off too long, we're going to go again close out on this one. We don't get very many views on this channel, and the few we do tend to get removed from time to time. So folks, you know the drill. Please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit the comments. I appreciate your time. As always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. I'll see you again here in a few minutes. Bye-bye, everyone.